Recording in progress. All right. Oh, we're all quiet now instead. Okay, Ms. Host. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. So welcome. Where am I? There I am. All right. Okay, so welcome to Real Talk. This is where we have real talk about really interesting, cool topics that has to do with, of course, real estate to educate our real estate professionals, right? So we are the Women's Council of Realtors. I am your 2026 president. And we also have the amazing governing board, which we'll go ahead and start with Kelly Willoughby. She is our president-elect. We have Gabriela Villafranco, who is our treasurer, and also we have Catalina Gomez, who is our membership director. So we do have a wonderful guest for you guys today, where you'll learn so much about crypto closings and crypto, the whole world of crypto. So this is going to be a very exciting segment, and we hope that you guys get a lot out of it. So I'm going to pass it on over to Kelly so she can introduce our wonderful guest, and we'll go ahead and get started.
Thank you, Tish. Today we're joined by J.R. Craigo, and J.R. is a police officer, was a police officer for DeKalb County for 7 years. You are a realtor in Metro Atlanta for 6 years, and you flip homes, and you have been involved in crypto investing, learning, and teaching since 2014. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the first question.
So let's do it.
Right. Let's start with the basics. All right. For someone who's completely new to cryptocurrency, what is it, and why should real estate professionals be paying attention about this information?
Sure. Cryptocurrency is such a big asset. I mean, just for example, BlackRock has over $38 billion invested in cryptocurrency alone.
Wow.
And that's just one. There's a lot. Vanguard has about the same, and so on. I mean, you're talking a multi-trillion-dollar industry that not many people are talking about right now, except with the Clarity Act, which we can talk about later, and that's going to change the world essentially when it comes into play. So, but cryptocurrency was started back in 2008 with the white papers from Satoshi Nakamoto, who is an unknown person. We do not know who that person is.
Interesting.
It may be a group of people, it may be one single person, but he wrote this paper, and it's over 100 pages long, about his belief in a digital currency that is not tethered to any government, and it's completely decentralized. And this was just with Bitcoin. Now, so when you say cryptocurrency, there's now thousands, hundreds of thousands of different coins, but the very first one, the only true crypto, what we call it, is Bitcoin. So his white paper was about Bitcoin, what it was to become, what he saw with it. And it started basically online, just used for pennies. I mean, literally 0.001 is what it started with. And now it's grown to today where it's worth about 68,000 each. So you can imagine, and he had thousands of them. So you can imagine he's got trillions in his bank account now. And it has not been touched.
Mystery man with lots of money. Wow.
He has never, you can see, and we don't know who it is. We can see his bank account essentially, though, in the cryptocurrency world. The man's got trillions, or people have trillions of dollars. They have not touched it since 2011.
Really?
Yeah.
Now that's
they pulled billions out of it before that, but yeah, they have not touched it since. So we don't know if he's maybe gone from this world. We don't know maybe if they just are holding for long term. I don't know how much money you can, get until you're like, all right, now I'll cash out at 8 billion.
Wow. And that's just a whole nother lesson, a whole nother story.
And when it started, so it just started with Bitcoin, and then other people realized, hey, this is a great idea. And so they came up with a Ethereum coin, which you may have heard of.
Yes.
And that has the blockchain tethered to it. That is going to be huge in the future. You're seeing it used a lot with AI, and Ethereum's exploding, and it has been for a while because of the blockchain behind it. So you can kind of piggyback off of their blockchain for different businesses and different coins, and a lot of coins are tethered to the Ethereum model. So
we're gonna need like a definition for every single, we need a book, okay? Okay, pretend like you're talking to 5-year-olds.
Okay.
Right now,
okay,
it's like,
I'm sorry.
I'm
sorry.
sure that's a whole nother lesson.
Yeah.
Thank you for that awesome
Yeah.
information. I am intrigued, and I'm sure we all
Yes.
are, and I'm sure there's much more information to find out. So,
yes.
all right.
So bringing it to like our level and what we do, and like she's saying, in terms that we can understand, can people really buy a house today with cryptocurrency? And if so, what does that look like?
Sure. Yes and no.
Okay.
I personally do, but that's hard to describe because what I do, I flip a lot of homes. And in between flips, I like to put that money that I've profited or lost into cryptocurrency and kind of let it just ride the wave of cryptocurrency because I'm a believer in cryptocurrency. I cannot go to someone who lives at 123 Main Street and be like, hey, here's 3 Bitcoins. Will you take my house? That I cannot do that. Right now it's really deregulated, and that's the reason why. No mortgages really want to take that on because there's a lot of it can be,
Uncertainty.
yeah, exactly.
We
Uncertainty.
one time I remember having the cryptocurrency as assets,
Yes.
not anything that had to do with income or anything like that.
Oh,
As
that's
assets, we were
wow.
able to show that it was liquidated.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
So that's
You
what-
can, yeah, exactly. You
Interesting.
can
Perfect.
back it up with an asset. It's some mortgage companies do allow that. Or there's 3, and I think they're all based in Miami, that allow you to essentially use your crypto and buy a token. And that's basically the asset, their token that you bought is the asset to buy the house with. So there's ways around it. I personally don't do that. I just take the tax hit when I, buy and sell it in Coinbase or whatever, Binance or whatever I use and do it that route. But you can with that token asset. I do know of a local realtor who has done that before here in Atlanta. So
really?
yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Well, I know there is a lot of confusion, of course, still. I mean, like I said, we need a dictionary, right? But what is a misconception that you hear from most agents all the time? Like what's the misconception?
Sure. And I think the biggest misconception with cryptocurrency as a whole is it's viewed as a stock. It's viewed as an asset, a commodity. That is not what Satoshi meant it for. It is to be used as a digital, untethered to any government currency. He essentially viewed this as your next generation's money, to where you go and buy your Snickers bar with 0.3 Bitcoins. That's what he wanted, because he didn't want to tether to a government, because really, and this is an interesting point of view, is when you look at the 1979, when the US currency went off the gold standard, now it's essentially the same thing. They can print as much money as they want. It's untethered to anything. Well, so is Bitcoin, but Bitcoin's actually tethered to mining. There's a fiat amount of Bitcoin, whereas they can now print any amount of money, currency as they want. So really, if you look at it that route, the only way you can stop Bitcoin is if you turn off and destroy every computer in the whole world.
Oh, wow.
That's the only way you could destroy it. Could I destroy the US currency with, whatever, something crazy? Sure, you could. Bitcoin would be much harder to do that.
That's very
So-
interesting.
So if you wanted it to be used as something that a government could not essentially maybe regulate or stop or take on or take over, was the theory behind it, the initial theory. So, and obviously there's pros and cons of that. So.
Yeah.
Thank you, JR.
Mhm.
So where does a realtor fit into all of this? How does representing a crypto buyer differ from a traditional transaction?
Sure, I think the biggest thing is how much do they own in the asset? You're seeing a lot of, especially millennials, who have a lot of money invested in cryptocurrency. And that's a big thing. I mean, I know a lot that have, $100,000 just sitting in cryptocurrency that they could maybe use as a down payment or whatever it is. So maybe talk to them about that. Hey, do you have crypto? Do you want to utilize this? How so? How can we come together and use this money as a down payment or whatever it is?
So what they do is they cash out the.
Well, they could,
cryptocurrency?
they could cash it out. They could do the tokenization for it. Really, that, and this answer is going to change potentially even this week with the Clarity Act, to be honest. So right now they could either just cash it out and take the tax hit, or they could try to go through one of the mortgage companies that utilizes that token. So, but there's tax implications to that too.
So that's with the act. That's okay. So what will happen if everything goes through?
Sure.
What would be the difference?
Yeah, it's the Clarity Act, and it's already passed the House, and it's passed a couple of committees in the Senate, and it's now sitting on the Senate floor. And there is a small gap this week where they could actually present it and vote on it. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. We'll know soon, because I think the Senate goes on leave here next week or something like that. So if they do get it passed, and if it does pass, that's going to change cryptocurrency and the world forever, because that's all of a sudden going to be putting regulation on cryptocurrency, which could be great for institutionalized money coming even more into cryptocurrency. And maybe we start to see mortgage companies allowing it, because now their whole reason for not wanting it is because it's not regulated. It's kind of the Silk Road of currency nowadays. It's not regulated at all. Basically, the current model of cryptocurrency viewed it with the US government is, hey, let's just deal with this with civil lawsuits and see what a judge says, essentially. Well, now they're going to bring in and I'm going to get some hate from my crypto buddies, but they're going to bring in like an SEC type that polices the stock market, the SEC. They're going to essentially bring in a new government like the SEC into crypto so they can regulate it. Regulate the different exchanges. That's a big thing, and Tom Brady was involved in one of the bad ones of that. It's going to bring a lot of regulation to it, which is what mortgage companies really want to see. I think in the future we'll be able to buy and use it more in real estate. We could even be talking as soon as next week.
Oh gosh! Wow,
Amazing.
Well, with that type of information, who should be part of this transaction to make sure it stays compliant and secure? Should you have an additional person when you're involved with this kind of transaction that knows about it and talk to them, make sure everything's okay?
Definitely your CPA. Absolutely, please reach out to your CPA. I'm not a CPA, by the way. I'm a financial advisor. Please don't sue me.
Right.
But definitely your CPA. See the tax implications. In 2014, when I invested in it and went up to $20,000, I took it out. I didn't realize how big of a hit I was going to take. So please be cognizant of the tax implications when you trade it, buy it, sell it, and all. So that would probably be my best. My best answer for that is your CPA is probably your go-to.
I think that's great advice.
Yeah. Which I am not.
CPA understands, right?
Well, that's true.
Right,
Yeah, and they
because-
might not. Yeah, that's true. I guess just asking a CPA that knows, how this has gone. And my brother and I have learned that the hard way.
Oh, wow.
So it'd be always good to ask make sure your client has a CPA that does understand. If not, make sure they give you an expert or somebody to be able to advise them on that.
100%. That's probably your first route, actually, is, hey, before you even talk about, using your crypto to, maybe use as a down payment or whatever, talk to your CPA first. If I was a real estate agent in that situation, I would say that. And
that's good to know, because you want to make sure your buyers know everything and implications before the transaction.
yeah,
This is so new, right, in real estate. So I think that's great advice.
yeah.
So we're gonna be knocking on your door.
I'm not a CPA.
Do you know?
I got a guy.
It's not me. I'm not a CPA, please.
But do you know anyone that could refer?
Mine now, yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Because
Yeah,
it's
'cause you-
experience.
Yeah. For learning the hard way.
My next question was, what are the tax and legal compliance issues that agents need to be aware of when, dealing with buyers that are using cryptocurrency? And maybe you can, I'm not gonna ask you details, but
Yeah.
because of your experience
Yeah.
with that first transaction.
Yeah, I think as a realtor, your main goal is to make sure they're talking to a CPA who knows what they're talking about with cryptocurrency and the implications they may have next year come April 15th. Because I was hit with a big bill that I did not realize was coming. I knew I would have to pay something. I didn't realize it was that big. So
Is there a percentage?
it all depends on your assets, how much
Okay.
you, put every year in your taxes. And all. So I was hit with almost 30% of it.
So maybe our next talk should be inviting a CPA.
Yeah,
Budget.
who's experienced in
Yeah.
this, yeah,
Yeah, definitely experienced with it. Yeah.
lovely.
I would say a lot of them are seeing it nowadays. A lot of them got to be at least somewhat knowledgeable about it. I mean, there's so many people now that even own just a little bit of cryptocurrency and all. So
Is it similar to your regular investment tax hits you get sometimes? So it's not like it's way different than an investment,
yeah,
correct?
your CGs.
Okay,
Yeah.
just want to make sure that.
We all know that
It's a
is.
huge thing, so consider an investment, right, with your
Yep.
crypto,
Yes.
but it's very similar to your normal,
Exactly.
things you get whenever you take out money from somewhere.
Yes, which Satoshi would hate that I'm saying that, but yes, it is viewed as sort of like a stock. For
Right.
example.
Yeah.
So
Understood.
with the US government,
Understood.
please
That's
don't
awesome.
hate me, Satoshi.
That you're explaining it sounds similar to stock.
It
Yes.
does, it
Yeah.
does. Yeah.
Okay.
So JR, have you personally been involved in a crypto real estate transaction? And if so, what's one lesson you think every realtor should know?
Yeah, pretty much all my flips, in between my flips, I put that money, my profit or loss, into cryptocurrency. I believe in cryptocurrency. It may be tethered to the timing of it. But yes, I do all of mine. I put my flip money into cryptocurrency when I'm in between them, take it out and whatnot. So yes to that. I also know of an agent who has done a cryptocurrency transaction here in Metro Atlanta, Georgia. Yeah, and she'd be a great person to bring on as well. And I can
Nice.
teach her about that as well.
Very nice.
Yeah, she did one about 4 years ago with it, and she used the tokenization of it for it. So
And she worked with the lender that supported the token or did?
yes, the tokenization was from a lender in Miami.
Oh, wow,
So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Very cool.
Okay, very good. So any warning signs or red flags that agents should be aware of when entering the transaction with a buyer that are using?
Sure, and there is a lot of scams right now with it. I mean, there always was. So yes, there's a lot of scams. You definitely want to check up on things. And I wish Tom Brady would have done it too when he got hit with the crypto.com one. If you guys remember that from a couple years ago. Yeah. There's definitely a lot of scams. You definitely got to be careful with it. A lot of people are being deceiving about how much they own. For example, I keep all mine on a ledger. And so what a ledger, I do most of my transactions through a couple different websites, your coinbase.com, your binance.com, that's a big one for your smaller tokens. And then I don't hold them.
Write that down.
Yeah. I do not hold my coins while I'm holding them on the exchange. That's very dangerous. We saw that with crypto.com.
Mhm.
I hold mine in a ledger. It's basically a USB drive that I hold them on. It's got my own key code to it, and I physically can hold my cryptocurrency in my hand with my little ledger. It's literally like the size of like a USB drive. So
Yeah. What about, I remember back in the day, there was one that was called, a Webull or something like that?
Yeah.
Webull.
Webull. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Is that still a hot thing?
I don't know much about that one recently, to be
Oh,
honest.
okay.
There's a couple of them that have gotten busted for doing some nefarious things.
Yeah.
And including your smaller tokens as well. Yeah, and in fact, the most recent one that was huge news was the Haley Welch one where essentially they did what's called a rug pull, if you've ever heard that term. Basically, they take and this is very big right now in cryptocurrency, they'll take a big name such as a Haley Welch. She will have like, I don't know what it was called. I'll say it on here, to be honest.
That's smart, that's good.
Yeah, there was a coin that she made, or she was just a part of. She wasn't nefarious about it. And they used her name and likeness to do it. They put it on the exchange. It made a lot of people jump into it, buy into it. You're talking multi-millions of dollars into it. And then the creators, the developers of it, essentially did a rug pull, took all their money, made it go back to zero, and everyone was left stranded with all this certain coins token that was worth nothing. That's a big thing right now. That's a huge, and to piggyback off of your question, that's a very big thing, not really tethered to real estate, but just crypto in general. Be careful of the rug pulls and whatnot. So
Wow, that's
Awesome information.
Yeah, and it happens quite a bit. You hear it every couple months. You hear about a rug pull on, the news and stuff, and that's.
That is, wow, that's crazy. This was really good. This is really good information. Don't you guys
So,
agree?
yes.
Excellent.
So to wrap it up and just for our understanding of it, an agent who now has a client who say, hey, I want to purchase a home with crypto. What are the steps to wrap it
Yes.
up?
Yeah, yes, you can. Let's get on a three-way call with your CPA and talk this over together. And then let's see what he or she recommends first on should you cash it out? Should you look more into the tokenization of it? And then go from there and see if you want to take that. See if your clients are okay with taking that potential tax hit on it. And if they will, maybe they won't. I don't know their tax bracket. So
Yeah.
it's really tethered to the tax bracket. So
Okay, wonderful. Well, you guys heard everything. I hope
Yes.
that you were able to take some things away and watch out for those scams. But again, this is Real Talk with Women's Council of Realtors Governing Board in Gwinnett. So we hope to see you next time. But first, before we go, Kelly wants to share a couple of things.
Sure. I want to tell you about our next upcoming Women Council events. So coming up on August 13th, we have our 2027 board elections. If you're a member, please refer back to wcr.org. Also for our upcoming events, you want to make sure and register for these events. You can go to wcr.org Gwinnett and register for those events too. So our upcoming is our economic panel. I'm so sorry. On August 13th at the 1818 Club from 9 to 11. Once again, that's our elections, as well as our client panel with local mayors and economists in our area. And also Nick Massimo, Gwinnett Chamber CEO. So you want to make sure you come out and check that out for a great breakfast and some great information.
And don't forget to join us next month for another episode of Real Talk Gwinnett. We'll be discussing top producer secrets, the habits, systems, and strategies that help top realtors consistently grow their business. You won't want to miss it.
All right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. So make sure that you subscribe, like, heart, do all the things because we are doing this for you guys, the community that we serve. Till next time, guys. Bye.
Bye.
I'm walking up to cut you off.
And I'm the one that is so consistent and flowing.